Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and how you doing, Sam?
Yo, Tony, doing good, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Guys, sorry we're a little bit late to the kitchen today. We have been cooking up a storm over here. I hope everybody got the updated Discord. And yeah, we've been cooking, and I hope wherever you're tuning in from, you're having an epic day. And thank you for joining us. How's your day going out there today, Sam?
Yeah, I'm good, man. No, I was just jumping out of a few meetings. We have a lot happening across all kind of avenues of our build at the moment. So no, it's exciting, man.
Awesome, awesome. Happy days. So the I'm sure the audience knows. If you don't know, if you do jump on Egg Party, you can see we're currently undergoing a system upgrade. We are polishing some stuff up, and yeah, we are cooking. There's a lot going on. So we will have that upgrade should be done tomorrow, so we can jump back in. We have whole lot of questions. Also, some really cool comments from some of you guys about how you've been using Egg so far. I want to give a big shout out first to Vahan. You've shared something really cool with us today. It's a system upgrade, so I'm going to look at that first thing tomorrow. But I like the comment, so I'm going to save that one for the next show. But I'm looking forward to testing it out, man. Really, really cool. But Sam, let's dive into some questions, man. I usually, again, we've got over 500, and I usually will work my way from top down. But this time, I'm starting at the bottom, and we're going to work our way up because there's a lot of very cool questions. But maybe just to start with, this is a good one about from Darrelly. Are agents connected, or will agents be connected to external data APIs? Thinking like Google Analytics, X Insights, Shopify, etc. Will these APIs be available for real-time optimization?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're just moving into that phase now of like what external APIs are going to be useful for basically, our users' online economy, and you know, give our users the best possible ability to how to analyze what they're doing, and then how to monetize. So yeah, all of those kind of tools that you've mentioned, we've been discussing implementation on.
Yeah, cool. We have had a lot of questions in the same vein of like how are we taking community feedback and like what are the best suggestions? And I just want to say, based on the questions that you guys have given, there are so many great suggestions here. We spoke about suggestions for APIs, and people have already have them rolling in. And just to answer this question about how we're taking in this feedback, this is probably one of the best ways. The Q&As are absolute goldmine for us, and obviously chatting on Discord has been fantastic too, and seeing what everybody's building has been super fun. But let's keep rolling through. So that was actually a question to answer for Eddie Ed 3889. But so this is a good one from Furbeak. Um, will agents be able to talk to each other across accounts? So, for example, can the sales agent from one user respond to leads generated by a marketing agent from another user?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think again that's been discussed internally in product discussions, and that's another great question. Um,
Mm.
so yeah, that's definitely in the technical roadmap, and the product roadmap is how do we enable basically your army of agents to be able to communicate, and help basically create more efficient businesses for our users.
Yeah, absolutely. There's been some questions around, ZK, and how cryptographically, making these agents safe. And I think that's a big part of that question too, because if your agents and you've got your own stack, and if they are relating to or dealing with other agents, it's super important to know maybe that some of your proprietary data is safe, or how you've trained your agent is safe.
Mm.
Or if you're passing off, say, you're working with someone who has an accounting agent, and you know that they're using that, you want to make sure that they're secure as well. So I think that's a huge differentiator, from kind of other models like this that I've seen. So yeah, that's really, to
Mm.
answer questions in that vein. Sam, I don't know if you saw, we use 11 Labs. We've talked about 11 Labs a lot. Did you see they updated with they can create music now? I
Yeah.
saw.
Yeah.
What's any of those
No,
tracks?
they've done deals with Cobalt and Merlin. So they're the first
Yeah.
kind of I mean, I think we should, we do have Beat Oven, and shout out to those
Hmm.
guys as partners
Yeah,
already.
they're
And
awesome.
I think Beat Oven and 11 have that same approach of that, that they're going through the partnership route, just like Spotify did when it came to streaming.
Hmm.
There was obviously BitTorrent and Napstar, and then Spotify actually created a business model with rights holders. So 11
Mm.
and Beethoven are going down that route. So you'll be seeing, I mean, Beethoven will be hopefully up on Egg, and then 11 Labs soon after that. Like, we really just want to have, our vision here is just having the absolute best tools to help people monetize, basically. And it's already frustrating for me. I don't use AI that much, in terms of the content generation. I mean, that's kind of our team, like Tony and Luke and the others. I mean, I use AI predominantly to kind of ideate ideas, for myself. And so but even I have, I'm a subscriber to Perplexity, to OpenAI, to other tools that I use. The fact that, that hopefully, or not even hopefully, the fact that in Egg's roadmap, we're going to have that aggregation element of being able to kind of centralize all the best tools for our users to use, and have one payment channel, build utility into ZKJ. Like, it's super, it's actually very exciting.
Yeah, yeah, it's super cool, man. I had a friend ask me, a couple of days ago, like, why don't you just create an avatar of yourself? You can push out so much more content.
Mm.
And I said to him, I'm like, I don't want to. Like we do value authenticity, and in a crowded market, that becomes so much more valuable. And where there is a time and a place for that, obviously, this is fun. Like, and it's fun jumping on and having a real conversation, and it's not scripted, and like, it's more authentic, and I think that resonates more with people, as opposed to like hiding behind, you know, like hiding behind memes or whatever it is. I think it's good to have that authenticity. But yeah, a lot of cool movements, man. I don't know if you saw Genie, Google's Genie as well. Like, that's gonna,
Yeah.
like, I was just watching a video on that. That's crazy. I can't wait for that. I'm gonna go ham on that, building some stuff.
Yeah,
But
that's
you did
awesome.
just kind of talk in this vein a little bit, but there are a few questions. So this one's from, Mr. Miyagi, which is, how does Egg plan to sustain itself economically? Are there fees for using the platform? How are they structured? Are different revenue models being considered?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. You know, like, I think the model around Egg is that we want to give a really amazing kind of freemium experience, but make the economics very geared to around rewarding. I've just been working with the product team a lot on discussing how we can add value back into the community, and ZKJ in particular. We think it's a huge revenue opportunity, and how do we kind of share that revenue back into our loyal kind of holders for what's been a difficult quarter for all of us. So, in terms of modeling, like, we definitely believe in our model of if we aggregate all the top tools, if we optimize our agents, if we actually have the capabilities of being able to implement our native technologies like the verifiable AI agents and other things that will only be available on through Polyhedra's ecosystem. We have this opportunity to create a large scale business, and there's multiple ways we can make money, but really if Egg gets to where it has potential of it's going to be like that complete end-to-end monetization and management tool for any user. And because we're going to be working with so many external APIs and partners, the moment they start making money, they're going to be pushing Egg through their networks, and there's going to be all this beautiful kind of sequence of co-marketing and connection. And so this is a really, really fun product because it's enabling us to take all our relationships, all of our internal native technology, but have it in a user interface that's accessible and easy to use for all of our community.
Totally. Such a great use case for like zero knowledge proofs as an industry. And yeah, it's fascinating, man. Like I see like a lot, like so many people just spinning up these agents, and a lot of people are starting to rely on them a lot, but I do see the safety concerns. I saw that paper that a bunch of researchers from across all the major platforms put out about, how it's moving so quickly, and it's definitely the need for verifiability is there, and it's just becoming more and more visceral. Sure. I think here's a question, but I also think it's a great suggestion, which is, do you plan to add a list of agents by category for easy searching? Which I think is one of the first things off the block we'll be doing.
Yeah.
But how that's filtered, by creator, and by different categories. It's going to be interesting how we roll out the UI, and the community is definitely a huge part of testing that and seeing what we feel is like the best UI and the best experience for the platform. But awesome questions, guys. Again, it's like so many of these questions are part question, part suggestion. I love it.
Yeah, no, awesome.
Yeah. So again, like just more like, can we eventually deploy our agents outside of the platform, for example, as Discord bots, Telegram bots, or browser extensions?
Yeah, I mean that's definitely another really good idea and question. I mean, we've discussed that. It's like again, yeah, like in terms of the roadmap, it's just how can we get the agents optimizing as best as possible and basically make Egg in its current format the most beneficial and optimized for users. I think once we have that framework done, having things like iOS and Android apps, and then the ability to let your agents travel with you across other verticals like Discord, Telegram, these other kind of avenues for distribution is really important. And I think whoever asked that question, that's really spot on. This has been really helpful of understanding what you guys think is important, and that's why it's fun. That's why it's fun building in public with you guys, because out of this live show already, I've kind of it's really helped, I think, both of us, Tony, craft what we think the audience needs.
Totally, 100%, man. And a big shout out to Movement 001 for that question. Very, very cool. I do see that definitely being an evolution, and we do have ZK Bridge that's kind of built into our whole ethos at Polyhedra. So it's something that we've been, backing and making secure for a long time. So it's definitely, definitely something that would be on the roadmap. I think, having the end-to-end solution in one centralized place is the idea, the primary goal. Like I think moving around too much is something that you want to avoid in the first instances. But awesome questions.
Really good questions.
So will we see any integrations between, this is one from Feka, real world applications like identity, gaming, and social? I think that speaks for itself. But
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
an interesting one. Yeah. Like
we will have.
man, I'm really excited about
identity.
this gaming.
TC's been cooking, for years on our identity product, and we're nearly there on that. So, again, Egg is going to be somewhere where we can showcase all our native technologies and Polyhedra's IP and our tools. So, we will have some type of implementation of our kind of proof of personhood identity product, and then how we partner with games, social, all that other stuff. I think that's all there. I just think getting that framework of that existing, because we're so early. I mean, it's just the platform is in its infancy. We normally wouldn't have launched it at its current stage. So, all of those kind of distribution and partnership angles will definitely come when we're feeling a lot more confident with the kind of existing product.
Totally. I can't wait to spin up my avatar on Egg and then like spin it up into the metaverse.
Be a good looking avatar, that's for sure.
Oh, shucks, mate, shucks. This is gonna be so cool, man. So cool. After I'm just so like stoked on this Genie video that I watched, because I'm like, oh. After the first show, I'm like, I really want to make this game now, man. I've actually put the call out on Discord, so I've had a few responses. So thanks, guys. We'll get it done. We need to land on a name, but we'll get it done.
I love it.
All right, let's keep pushing through. I think I just like this comment, so I'm just going to throw it out there because this is a really great one by B Muppy, which is, hi Sam and Anthony, as a polyhedron who's been following Polyhedra's mission, I'm really excited for the upgrade today. With the global AI market projected to hit 15.7 trillion by 2030, how will the upgrade leverage ZK proofs to ensure sustainable growth for Egg Party, and what role do you see community feedback playing in shaping its future features? I think that we have like gone through that, but I just thought that was such a nice, succinct question that I wanted to throw that out there and just give a bit of a shout out to some of our community members who are really throwing some extra ones.
No, I think I'll just, I think in terms of, we want to have like a verifiable, how zero knowledge proofs play into it. Zero knowledge proof is obviously the backbone, a lot of our AI driven technology that we're building. So, like the idea is having this kind of verifiable AI agent marketplace. There's this new term, instead of, bring your own device to the workplace, it's like bring your own agents. We think in like, well, I think personally in 5 to 10 years, if you're going for a job interview, people won't just look at your network or what you can bring to the table. They'll also look at your agent stack, and and I think verifiability across agents is going to be so important, especially in really mainstream, high data fields, like Fortune 500 companies and these other companies that actually have to be really sensitive and careful with consumer data, and then on the front end, industries that affect people's lives and livelihoods. So that's another thing in our build is fundamentally having these verifiable AI toolkits that enable not just builders, not like that. That's why I like Egg, because it's not just people that are CTOs or on product teams at companies. It's anybody that has a vision and imagination that hopefully can access, you know, unique polyhedra AI tooling, but also the best of the best in other AI kind of tools and you know, integrations you know, available. So yeah, no, that's kind of the vision.
Very, very cool. And we should call them secret agents, the ones that you know, have verifiable data that or data that you need to keep you know, proprietary and hidden. It can be like the secret agents. But very, very cool, man. Maybe we can speak a little bit to the upgrade, what they're cooking right now, and you know, what we're looking at with this upgrade.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
So people just asking like about the upgrade in general, like what can we expect with this first upgrade, like system upgrade that we're cooking right now.
Yeah, so I think there's a couple of new, really, you know, interesting features in terms of like the crypto monetization side. So, you know, in term, you know, we'll have CoinMaster and then CoinMarket together coming out. So that will enable people to, you know, to create their own tokens and then create their own airdrops. And our team's put a lot of energy and effort to make these products you know, scalable basically. So it enables like direct lines to DeFi and community and whatnot, and that, you know, and that will enable, you know, us to push internal tokens such as Panboo plus, you know, other ecosystem and friends of ours launching tokens that, you know, reward back to the community as well. So, you know, they're the two main features coming out in the upgrade. Alongside that, there's like just, you know, lots of different optimizations across the agent stack and UI, and you know, some styling optimizations and stuff like that. But, you know, guys, remember, this is like super early. You know, we're going to try to do 2 small upgrades a week plus 1 larger upgrade every 2 weeks. So please stay please stay patient with us as we build in public with you guys.
Yeah, it's super cool. You know, there's not many opportunities that you get to see things built in real time, and you know, I think especially for the community to see their suggestions and, you know, all of their ideas, like, you know, come to life. It's pretty cool, pretty cool. And you know, obviously, as we see, you know, the agentic level become more powerful, and you know, I'm sure a lot of people have heard, you know, about like kind of the decline of SaaS with you know, software as a service, with this rise in the agentic layer. And there's just so many applications there, right? So like as we're upgrading and we're seeing this all roll out, it's going to be really cool to see people experimenting, especially with the ZK side. You know, because we've seen people experimenting with agents and, you know, operators, which is still very much in its infancy, and it's very like, I'm not like, personally, I'm not like not really about it right now until it's been validated a little bit more. Even though I did test it, I'm just like, hold up, you know, I've got, you know, I don't want you to have access to all my passwords and my Prime and such. But yeah, but I mean, it's going to be interesting seeing some use cases for the ZK as well, which is really exciting.
Yeah, man, 100%.
Maybe we can. I know that you are in and out of meetings, Sam, so we're going to keep this one brief. But here's one for you, which is, what kind of partnerships do you think are most valuable for Egg right now? Do you think it's like in terms of, do you think it's in terms of everything going on? Do you think it's like music generation? Do you think it's LLM? Do you think it's like video? You know, as a creator, what's your opinion?
I mean, from my perspective, what I like, I mean, I've been using Comet, the new browser from Perplexity. That's why I was like struggling earlier to find where you were, Tony, because it's my default browser now. But
All right. Okay.
you know, like just the fact that Comet can do things like, you know, Comet can do things like do travel arrangements, iterate kind of thought processes around like, just kind of just be your assist, just honestly be like that support network, professionally,
Mhm.
personally, that just is with you, that has memory, that has like, you know, um, you know, it sees, yeah, it seems really, really, just the next step forward for someone like me, that's
Mm.
busy, that has a lot going
Yeah.
on,
Someone who needs like
having
10
having,
assistants.
and I have an EA and a lot of support around me, but, just having, basically an agent next to you that remembers you, that knows your personal, professional goals, that knows what you like, for me, that's just, and that's also not great yet. Like Comet, I was trying to impress my girlfriend by, showing her how to book, you know, how good it is to book transport, and it took about 30 minutes, so
Right, yeah.
it's still not there. You could still probably do a lot quicker, but for me, Comet's been a game changer. And I think Comet works because it's kind of everything in its one place. And I think with Egg, that's why it's
Mhm.
exciting for me when we can get Egg to that point where like it's one platform where you go, to hopefully be able to get an agent to help you with your taxes, to get, an
Mhm.
agent to help you create, you know, the best quality video for your small business, like that's where I see Egg, this aggregated platform. That's why I like Comet, because it's kind of just like, it's just a browser and it can kind of do a lot for me. So yeah, that's
Mhm.
the tool that I'm enjoying the most at the moment.
Totally, yeah. They'd say, had a lot of comments that the first one person, billionaire will be created just with a team of agents. So
For
maybe
sure.
that person would just be one person with
100,
one person cooking
100%,
with Egg. Just one
100.
chef in the kitchen hits billion-dollar status. Let's do it, guys. Let's do it. We've got multiple ideas. Let's start cooking. And loving Discord. So all right, guys. Sam, I know that you had to run. Sorry that we were a little bit late on this one again today, guys, but we will be back. We're gonna keep the upgrades rolling out, and we're gonna keep these shows going. So thanks so much for taking the time, Sam. Really appreciate it.
Thanks so much, dude. Thank you, guys.
No
Really
worries.
appreciate it. This was
See you
great,
guys.
man. I just need to do this so we have more product ideas regularly. So we'll see you
Yes,
guys next
totally.
week.
Guys, keep them coming. Yeah, thank you so much for all the comments and the ideas. Keep them coming. This is really, really fun, and yeah, we love it. So keep them rolling, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks so much,
Bye.
guys. See you. Bye bye.